welcome to the Ladywing Designs channel. My name is Zakia, and welcome back. It's been quite a while since I've put anything up, so buckle in and grab some food or crafting or something, because I got a lot to show y'all. So it is Tuesday. The day is not on my laptop. But I'm pretty sure today is Tuesday, August the 11th, 2020. I hope everyone is doing really well as we can be right now. We're still definitely in the middle of a pandemic, so I hope you're all being safe, doing what you need to do. A lot of kids are going back to school right now in various forms, so that's exciting. I'm not. I'm actually going to take the semester off, which is equally exciting. And yeah, it's been not necessarily a busy summer, but yeah, it's been a summer. And I feel like you all would kind of agree with me on that. So, all right. I'm trying to think of like anything else that I want to say. Welcome back to returning subscribers. Thank you so, so much for always coming back. These long breaks seem to be very frequent on the channel in the last few months. Just what's happening, I guess. So yeah, thanks for always coming back and hanging out and commenting on Instagram, because I took a pretty good break off of there as well. So I really appreciate you guys still, communicating and being interested in what I have to show. And for any new viewers, welcome, big welcome, and I hope that you enjoy what you see here. It's mostly cross stitch. It is a crafty channel. It's definitely mostly cross stitch, but there is a good bit of knitting as well, hopefully more in the coming month. Cross your fingers. Yeah, I will pop up cards here. I think it's over on this side for y'all. There is a knitting playlist of the knitting podcast that I put up in the past, and I also created a playlist for the videos that I had titled as floss tubes. Those were specifically cross stitch, like pretty much only cross stitch. And now, as you can see from the title, I am basically calling them WIP updates, because I'm just going to show you everything I'm working on instead of recording one video for knitting and another for cross stitch. That's too much. I can barely keep myself recording as it is when I take breaks and things, so we're just going to toss it all into one video. Today, like I said, even today is mostly cross stitch. I have been working on a couple things knitting wise. I'm not even going to show you all of it, so there's that. Oh well. Hopefully I will get back to the other things that I've been working on, and then I'll show you guys that stuff as it pops up. I think that that's all I want to say here at the beginning. There's just been so much happening. I had a whole video recorded that I recorded at the end of June, and I went back last week. I was like, no, I'm not re-recording this. I was very stubborn about it. I was not going to re-record all of those WIPs and things. And by the time that I was going to post, I took a good bit of time talking about Velosano. Not that it doesn't need to be talked about, but like by the time I was going to post it, July was over. So the fundraising bit of it was over, which they did amazing on. They did reach their $10,000 goal. Anyway, see, I feel like I'm just talking about things that you all probably know about and have heard about, and they're done now, so it's just weird. I've definitely taken way too long of a break. I'd really want to get back on some type of normalized schedule that's not every few months, because, oh boy, the stack. So shall we jump in? I think we should jump in. I do want to say Black Lives Matter. They always have, even if the way we're treated has not said that. That's all I'm going to say right now, because I didn't really prep anything in my head. And yeah, but Black Lives Matter. They always will. Okay, let's get to, not to like super blow past that or anything, but let's get to some crafting, because I'm kind of on a time limit. So I'm actually going to start with the two knitting whips that I want to show y'all because, like I said, the rest of it is cross stitch. I'm trying not to pull things off the needles here. So I don't think that I've even posted these on Instagram. If you've been following me over there on Instagram, I'm Ladywing Designs, pretty much everywhere. So I've been trying, since I came back from my hiatus, I've been trying to catch you guys up on some things that I haven't posted about, as well as, posting the things that I'm working on now, kind of getting back into the rhythm of things. I I will point out the one cross stitch that I definitely have completely. Oh my gosh, there's so many adverbs here, ridiculous. Um, I completely forgot to show you guys one cross stitch whip on there, so you're all gonna be like, oh my gosh, you got so much done. Yeah, I gotta get back on some type of schedule. Regardless, I hope you guys are ready for the rambling sidebar. Just saying. It's been a while. Y'all know how this goes. So, do I want to start here? Okay, let's just show you my knitting whips so I can get them out of the way. I do have some FOs, but they're cross stitch, and I think I just want to get the knitting bits done first. So, socks. Both of my knitting whips are socks. Where did I put the tag? I think it's on the inside here. I just want to show you what the brand is. So this is Patton's Croy Socks. I love their sock yarn. I've used it, actually I think I've only used it once in the past, and that pair of socks I knit for my mom. This is the gray brown marl colorway. I think I got this at Joann. But anyway, there's the rest of the skein of yarn, so you can see, yeah, there's, it's pretty obvious why they call it gray brown marl. Gray, brown, and then there's like a marl, and the marl is actually gray brown. It looks more gray and white, but it is actually gray and brown. I'm not sure if that's gonna show up on screen though. My little progress keeper is from my beloved Adoria. It's the Cheshire Cat. She had this little series where she did like the butts pretty much of some characters. She did Pooh Bear. She did 4 Pooh Bear ones actually, because I have Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore. I'm pretty sure I got all of them because I love Winnie the Pooh and I thought it was adorable. And then she also did the Cheshire Cat, and I love Alice in Wonderland, so I had to have that one too. Granted, this was like a few years ago now. I don't know if she still makes those or not. Or they. They. I don't remember. We'll go with they. Anyway, this is where I am. I'm just knitting this up into a sock tube, which I will then split into 2 different socks. Funny story, the last sock tube that I was actually knitting is still not done. It's in a project bag somewhere. I don't even know which one now, which is pretty sad. But hopefully this one will actually get done in a timely manner. So you can see I started at the toe as if I was doing a toe up sock. So I'm knitting this tube toe to toe, and then I'll split it in the center when it's done and add cuffs, and then it'll be 2 separate socks, and then I'll split those and put in afterthought heels. Yeah, and hopefully I might record that process or something when I get there. But that is how far I am. I'm thinking I'm about halfway, if not over halfway. I'm not sure, I keep forgetting to weigh this game. But that's where I am. So not much to really show on that one. It's just plain stock net. But I have been needing a lot of mindless crafting lately, so that works. And then the other sock whip that I have, okay, so Wednesday, August 6th, started, no, math. Friends, what is this? Wednesday, August 5th, I can do this. Wednesday, thank goodness for calendars on your devices. Wednesday, August 5th, started the hashtag 1 week sock, right? Yes, 1 week sock challenge 2020. That's the hashtag over on Instagram, and that was hosted, well, yeah. Today's the 11th, which is the last day of it, so by the time y'all see this video, the sock challenge will more than likely be over. But anyway, the 1 week sock challenge 2020, hosted by Julianne Knitter. And I'm not sure if she's done this before. When I went and looked at other hashtags, it seems like she at least did it 3 years ago. I don't know if it's something she does every year or not. But regardless, I happened to see it, people talking about it right after it had started, or a couple days after it had started. And I had actually been wanting to start a vanilla sock anyway for some pattern writing. I'll get to that in a second. So it was perfect. I started this sock. Now, I started 2 days later than everyone else did. So I started my socks on day 3. And just as a challenge to myself, because I've totally done it before. And that's not bragging. It's just I used to knit a crap ton of socks. I have a pretty decent sock collection since I pretty much only make them for me. So, or mostly make them for me. So, I was like, okay, 5 days to knit a pair of socks. I could do that with how much mindless crafting I've been wanting to do. Spoiler, I will not be making that goal, but the cross stitch has been getting in the way a little bit. So I started this sock on Friday, and I finished it yesterday, which is Monday. You think I would remember? It was only yesterday. So I finished the one sock. It's plain vanilla, heel flap and gusset, regular slip stitch heel flap, and then gusset. I knit these from the cuff down with a 2x2 rib, like I said, plain vanilla, standard wedge toe. And the pattern that I'm using for this is the Vanilla for Life Socks pattern, written by yours truly. This was supposed to come out, this pattern was supposed to be released, I'm pretty sure last year. I wrote it up, did the testing and everything, and then never released it. Okay, pause. I'm gonna go. Okay, hold on. I'm not gonna pause the camera. It's okay. You guys are here for this. So, I didn't think to grab the other pair of socks. So last year, I was like, I already have clearly my ends are not woven in. That's so like me, it's not even funny. I had the idea last year, hey, you already have a sock pattern out, you should put out a vanilla sock pattern. It's pretty, I won't say it's standard, but a lot of people that, put out sock patterns or knit a lot of socks, you can tell from how many vanilla sock patterns there are on Ravelry. So I was like, I'm gonna put out one too. So this is and there are two. These are the socks that I knit last year, and you can see there's a different heel because I was going to release this pattern. At the time, I pretty much was knitting my socks with only German short row heels. So the pattern was originally written for that, and you can tell, especially from the cuffs, that well, maybe you can't if you're not a knitter, or anyway, I worked these in two different directions. So this sock I worked from the cuff down, and I did that to test the pattern because the pattern is written both for cuff down instructions and toe up instructions, because I learned how to knit socks toe up, and then I eventually transitioned to cuff down, and that's just the method that I prefer now, so that's what I stick to. But yeah, so I knit this one cuff down to test the pattern, and they're just shorties, And then this one I knit toe up. So the cast off versus the cast on, you know, toe up cast offs can be a little wonky to figure out, but this doesn't bother me when it's on my foot and my leg. It looks just fine. Yeah, so German short row heel. This is Kingston from Machete Shop. Yeah, I absolutely love this colorway. It's showing up a little bit darker on screen than it actually is in real life, but that's okay. It's gold. You guys know I love it. It's my favorite color. So that is the German short row heel version of the pattern. And then because at the end of last year, I think, or beginning of this year, I can't quite remember, I wanted to do something different, and I wanted to go back to doing heel flap and gussets, because really the last time I was doing that I was basically only knitting toe up socks. So yeah, so I thought I would write that into the pattern as well in case somebody wanted to do a heel flap and gusset instead. So I have decided that this pattern will have 3 sample pairs of socks, because you'll see in a second, I was going to do this pair like the other one and knit one cuff down and the other toe up, but I don't want to do that. So the next pair, and I already have the yarn picked out, the next pair will be knit both socks toe up so that I can write and test that bit of the pattern. So keep your ears and eyes peeled if you would like to test knit. I'm hoping that I can put out a test knitting call sometime before August is over, but we'll see, because I still want to get the pattern tech edited. Yeah, and I still have to knit my other pair of socks and get the toe up heel written out. So anyway, first sock, this yarn is Wee Chickadee Wool Co. That might be showing up correctly. It's like a really pretty blue base, like a, I don't know, mint type base color, and then it's got crazy speckles, as you guys can tell. I love this yarn. This was actually the yarn that I knit my first birthday sweater out of 3 years ago. Yes, because it was my 21st birthday. I'm turning 24 this year. Where's the time gone? Anyway, this is by Wee Chickadee Wool Co. in the Willow Song colorway. So let's show you the second sock. I started this pretty much right after I finished the first one, and then got sucked back into my cross stitching. So I haven't gotten that far. This black marker I just put on there a little bit earlier after I posted to Instagram with my sock progress for the challenge. I moved the black marker to show like basically where you guys would have last seen it. I don't remember where this progress keeper is from. Don't remember at all. The needles that I use on my socks are ChiaoGoo Twist Mini interchangeable needles. Those are a 00 1.75 millimeter. I realized, I think in the last week or something, that I have a set of size 0 tips, which are 2 millimeter needles. So I'm gonna switch to those and see if I like the gauge on them. We'll see. I think that my knitting has loosened up just a little bit overall. I'm not really sure. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna see. We're gonna see if I like knitting on a slightly bigger needle size or not. I don't mind knitting on those. I've been knitting on that size needle for years, but, well, at least a year. Anyway, regardless, we'll see. I'm waiting until after I finish writing up this pattern to switch the size needles that I'm working on, because consistency. So those are my sock whips. I'm kind of glad I got those out of the way because I forgot I had to explain about the challenge, and that took a little bit longer. Okay, are you ready? All the cross stitch, y'all. I'm so stoked. I forgot to say this earlier, I completely lost my mojo for the first half of July. Like, I was doing pretty great at the end of June. I mean, like I hadn't really posted. I think the last time I posted a craft with me for y'all, I think that was sometime in June. And before that, it was just the Mania vlogs, which didn't even get completely finished because I just kind of fell off of it. But yeah, I was still crafting that whole time, even though I wasn't posting um, to YouTube, and eventually I stopped posting to Instagram. But the July came and like my mojo was just gone. I think I was just generally overwhelmed with a lot of stuff happening. And so the first half of July I didn't really see anything. And then, I mean, spot on July 16th, it was like, oh, hey, the second half of the month is here. You're totally ready now. Sorry, I'm fixing my hair. I apparently missed part of it in the bobby pin. So, the mojo is back, y'all. I've been working on a lot of stuff, and not all of the stuff that I'm showing you are things that I've worked on since I got my mojo back. It's catching you up since the end of May. So, you ready? Because I'm ready. I'm super stoked. So I have 3 finishes to show y'all, and these finishers are actually in order. This is what I worked on during the craft with me that I posted for you all. This is what I was calling Pride Mashup because I mashed up 2 different patterns. I'm so stoked. This was the Pride pattern that I started in 2019 for Pride Month, and I really should have finished it last year, but I don't know, it just wasn't calling to me until this year during Pride, and I absolutely loved working on this, y'all. This was such a fun stitch to come back to. So the center knot pattern is Eternal Knot from Ba Meow Stitch, or yes, Ba Meow Stitch on Etsy. On Instagram, she's Ba Meow underscore X Stitch. Anyway, I'll link the Etsy shop. All the links to people, shops, Facebook groups, designers, which I guess goes under shops, all of that will be in the description box below. So anyway, this center knot is from Ba Meow Stitch. It's called Eternal Knot. And then I split up the words in this other pattern. This is Love Lives Here from Geek Gal Stitchery, also on Etsy. And yeah, there it is. I don't know, I think you can tell on camera so the outside in the pattern for the knot. Okay, it was a little confusing. I'm gonna get comfortable here. It was a little confusing actually because on the picture for this pattern, it was just the black outline on the outside. And then in the pattern, in the chart for the pattern, it had both the inside and the outside of the white outlined in black. So I decided to take that opportunity to change it because June was when Black Lives Matter like really sparked up again, like, and had a big impact in the news and things. It's happened so many times, but this year I felt like there was really, yeah, I think it really reached a lot of people this year, which was good. That was a wonderful thing. So, and I want to say that I finished this sometime around Juneteenth also. So I decided that I would outline the outside in black, and then the inside, again, I'm not sure if you can see it. I think you can there. The inside I outlined with DMC 434, which is a brown, because brown skin, Black Lives Matter. And then I used that same brown down here instead of doing the back stitch in black. So there you go. This was a DMC conversion that I did on some of the colors. If you go to my Instagram post, this is the picture. It'll be pretty obvious which post it is. I did list all of the colors that I used on that post when I finished it. I really need to, there's like this class that was offered by a community college back home for, that looks weird, that was offered by a community college back home for, they had a bunch of different topics, but one of them was creating web pages. So I am supposed to be taking that class. I've had a lot of internet issues this summer, which is super annoying. But yeah, I'm using that class to teach me how to make my own web page so that I can get an actual website going. I mean, you know, I have the one that's on Blogspot, but yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna kind of leave that one to be like archaic. Um, so yeah, sorry to people that are watching back episodes and I'm like, oh yeah, go to the blog. Yeah, it's kind of fallen apart. And then that's also one of the reasons why I want to come up with a new system, because of the way I was doing it before. Once I like took things off of WIP pages, you can't really find them again that way based off of how things were linked. So hopefully there will be, all of this to say, hopefully there will be a new website at some point before 2020 is over where I can better post my conversions and things and show notes and all of that. So look out for that. Hopefully it'll happen. And then that is the back of the work if you were interested. This was on 16 count white 8. No. Yes. I'm pretty sure this is 16 count white 8. So that was that. Where am I sitting this? There's so much stuff, guys. So the next finish that I had was, this was end of July. Yes. This was end of July. There was a 24 hours of cross stitch marathon hosted by Jen Lee of Quirks and Stitches, and basically her mom, Cindy, as well. So I decided, okay, preface this. Thursday, so the marathons are the whole weekend from Friday to Sunday, and you try to stitch whatever your goal of hours is. For a lot of people, it's 24, because that's where the idea, you know, came from. But you can set your own goal or whatever. So that Thursday, a package got here, which I'm supposed to talk about later, so I won't get it now. But a lovely friend of mine sent me a bunch of cross stitch fabric that she came into, and she was like, yeah, it's high count, I'm probably not going to use this stuff. So she sent it to me, and oh my gosh. It was funny, I messaged her when I got it and I was like, girl, you didn't know what you sent away, because there was some Picture This Plus fabric in there, y'all. So stoked. Like fat halves, quarters, I don't know, measurements. Think they're, I don't know, don't ask me. The 18 by 27 size, whatever that is, one of you will tell me. Isn't that I'm not even gonna guess. I don't know, those things confuse me. Anyway, so this is perfect, so I can just show you guys. This is 36 count legacy linen. And yeah, so when I got the fabric, I was like, well, now I really want to start something. And I was like looking through my patterns, like, oh, what can I put on this fabric? And what, you know how it goes when you get new stash. So I decided that I would start a project for the 24 Hours Marathon. And that project, I'm going to show you the original first, actually, was Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick. A lot of people have started this one this year. I think that I've had this pattern since sometime last year. Yeah, and I just never had the fabric or anything to start it, and never thought to buy the fabric for it. Whatever. Oh, excuse me, random yawn. So yeah, this is what the original pattern looks like. I didn't change too much about it. Well, I say that, I kind of changed. The bottom half got a lot of changes. So I zoomed through the words on Friday, which was super fun because I love stitching on words. And I did brighten up the colors a little bit as well. So then I came down here and I changed up the bobbin colors on some of these, changed up the actual colors of the floss on the bobbins. As you can see, some of that changed as well. I contemplated not even putting a dog there, but I just left the dog, whatever, it's fine. And then most obvious change is I changed the skin tone because I am not pale, I am brown. So yeah, changed the skin color. And then this was an A on the pattern, not sure why. Maybe it's just because it's the first letter of the alphabet, but I changed it to a Z for Zakia because I mean, you know, if you have the chance, I might as well. And honestly, it was easier to do 3 lines for a Z than to follow whatever the pattern said for an A. I mean, I guess it still would have only been 3 lines and I could have done that, but yeah, you know, we're gonna put a Z instead. So yeah, and then I signed it over here in that little corner. So yeah, sorry, it's all folded up because, yeah, yeah, okay. And it's all wrinkled and stuff. It was in the Q-snap. It's been folded up in the Q-snap because, as you can see, I started a different project down there. So yeah, hindsight, so I scooted this over 3 inches this way and 2 inches down. It was supposed to be 2 by 2 in, like, you know what I mean, 2-inch fabric leaving. And then I scooted it over because I was like, oh, but I want more of the modeling. I would have been fine. I'm trying not to be butthurt that I've kind of wasted that inch of fabric. It's okay. It's all okay. So that was good intentions, all with DMC. Again, if you go to the Instagram post where I posted my finish of that, all the flosses that I used are there. And what else was I going to say? I already mentioned Picture This Plus 36 Count Legacy. Okay, so that was that. And then I finished this, I don't know when. What? No. No, okay, it wasn't in August. So it was end of July. I'm like, I can't even remember, y'all. Yeah, I've already moved on so hardcore. I finished, well, I guess it's done, so you don't need to see what it's gonna look like. That was ridiculous. So this is Chocolate Covered Cherries by Carolyn Manning Designs. And you can see my little signature. It says the same things it always says, ZJR 2020. But yeah, so this is my finish of this project. Oh my gosh, dude, it's like super stiff because it's all full coverage and filled in. That's super. I honestly kind of love that. Okay, anyway. So this is Chocolate Covered Cherries, like I said, from Carolyn Manning Designs. This is one of her Broken Star collection. I started this back in May, yeah, when a bunch of people were starting her patterns. We all kind of enabled each other. The hashtag for that is Manic Manning 2020 Sal. And yeah, I mean, there it is. All the called for colors. This is 2/1 on 18 count Aida, because that's what I prefer. That's also probably why it's like a little stiffer, but like I said, I prefer 2/1 on 18 count. So, oh, I love this. I am so in love with this. It matches my living room. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to move the camera, so bear with me. If you can see that center, it's not a painting. I totally almost said that. It's wallpaper or gift wrap, one or the other. But my mom had that in, whoops, in the attic. There's still way more of it up there too, in the attic back home. And so when I moved into my apartment, we went up there, I think to get my stuff down. I don't even remember. And we saw that. And then on the back side, as you can see, is that black pattern with the gold polka dots. So that's what's on the back of this. So yeah, that's my wall art right there. Anyway, this is going to hang somewhere back. Probably, I'm thinking on this side, I think is where I want to put it. Like under this one, the polka dots on this side, because it matches my living room color scheme. So, yeah, I'm super stoked. I just need to frame it. I thought it would be done by now, but it's not. If I don't get a frame anytime soon, I will literally just be taping it to the wall, because I don't care. I honestly should do that with a lot of my cross stitch, because yeah. So anyway, there's that. It is done. I was using that. I used that for 3 different parks. In the Full Coverage Fanatics Facebook group, they're doing a year-long challenge for national parks, and there are 25 different parks that they chose out of the like 60 something. So they chose 25 different parks. Each park you have to work on one project. You can change between parks, but for each park it's one project, 4,000 stitches. So yeah, that one got me through 2 and most of the 3rd. We'll talk about what I did to finish up the 3rd one later. Okay, so that's all of my finishes to catch you guys up on. Oh my gosh, we're already at 35 minutes. Honestly, I'll just cut something out during editing if that was ridiculous on some of it. Okay. WIPs. Oh my gosh. I have my show notes sitting next to me because there are so many. So let's just jump in. WIPs. I don't have an up-to-date picture for this. I will put one in. I'm not even going to show you this because that was back when it first came out. So I will pop in a picture here of the Positivity Rules Sal from Caterpillar Cross Stitch through month 3. Yeah, through the 3rd release that we've gotten so far. I got the kit for this, or was sent the kit. Thank you, Sally. So I'm using the kit fabric, which is, this is 32, yeah, this one's 32 count, even weave, and it's pink. That's showing up a bit more true to color, not quite, but that's closer. It's like a bright pink, like ballet tights before you stretch them, if you know what that looks like. Okay, hold on. It's just like bothering me, this thread. Okay, there we go. So you can see I've got the little Sal needle minder there, and this is where I am. So I did finish part 1. This came out back in May, June, July. Yeah. So this came out back in May. They release on the 29th of every month. So I did finish, the goal was to finish each part before the end of whatever month it was released in. Clearly I'm behind on that. I did finish part 1 in May. That was super fun. And then June, I didn't get back to it. In July, I also didn't get back to it, but I think this was sometime last week. I started on the 2nd part. That word is patience right here. It's 3 different colors, so you can see I've just started the 3rd color there for that word. Hopefully I will be getting back to this, hopefully at the end of this month. I'll dedicate some time to it to catch up, because part 4 will be out at the end of this month. So yeah, that's where I am on that. Not much to say about it. Like I said, it's the kit, so I'm using the called for DMC threads, and you can still get 10% off of the pattern, the PDF pattern, or your kit purchases with the code WING10. Okay. I'm keeping watch because the boyfriend at some point will go on lunch break and I'm gonna have to pause. So there was that. Next, again, not a lot of work that got done on this one. I might pop in a picture here also of what this one is. Don't mind the Kool-Aid, it's fine. The closest little spot of Kool-Aid to it is this one. I don't even know if y'all can see that. There's like a tiny red dot, and it's like a couple stitches out. I don't even care. It's fine. This is why you don't leave fabric just out, stacked places. This is also why you don't sit your cups near the edges of tables and then try to walk past them. Just saying. Thank goodness it didn't actually get on the stitching. But also, it's just DMC and Ada, so I would have just washed it and it would have been fine. Anyway, this is Autumn Tree. Well, it's just called Autumn. I call it Autumn Tree, so I know what I'm referring to. From Diana Shop Ukraine. On Etsy, I bought the entire series of this, and yeah. I don't remember where I was last time you guys saw this. I think that I finished up the background, I had a little bit of the 992 over here to finish up, so I did that, and I finished this entire color right here. So yeah, I need to get back to this and keep working on it. Maybe I'm thinking maybe sometime next month, because autumn starts next month. So maybe then. Yeah, all the called for DMC, 16 count, Ada. Next. So this pattern I pulled out because I was supposed to participate in Bellosano and that, you know, fundraising, and a lot of the people participating in the charity stuff for Bellosano pledged, or not a lot of people, but there were a few of us that pledged 100 hours of stitching on one specific project. And this was supposed to be my 100 hours project. That did not happen. I think I got 13 hours. Yeah, it's okay. I think that pretty soon, well, no, I can't even say that, because I think I did pick this up in June. I don't know. I only got 13 hours on it, which kind of sucked, but maybe it'll come back out during November since the fabric is yellow. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do for my birthday sale, so I might bring this back out. But this is Love and Unity from Modern Folk Embroidery. And before I started before the Velosano stitching started, I had all of this, and then pretty much all of these letters. I think I added more to this Y that's over there because I finished a thread. And then I added, during my 13 hours, I added this motif, this one, and this one. So I did get a good bit of progress during that 13 hours. I just didn't stick with it, unfortunately. So I don't know, I might even come back to this and make myself finish the 87 hours that I didn't do. That would actually be a good goal. Because, I mean, honestly, I got so much done in 13 hours. It's looking super, sorry y'all, I don't know why I'm holding it way back there, but it's looking super good. I'm really in love with this. So yeah, this is 28 count even weave that was hand dyed by Silver Moon Sewing. It's more like a 30 count now that it's been dyed because it shrunk a little. And I'm doing this 1/1 with DMC 823. So yeah, that's where I am. And the whole piece will fit on this. That's why I'm doing it 1/1. So you can see, I mean, based on just margins, I'm getting there to the right side. So we'll see if I come back to this sometime soon. I would really love to. Yeah, this came out. No, I did work on this in June because I started this last year during talks of diversity and inclusion and things in the knitting community. That was our second summer talking about it in the knitting community, and I started this last year, and then I thought it appropriate this year with the Black Lives Matter and inclusion and all of those things coming up again during June, and the summer in general. I don't know what it is about that, but I'm here for it. We need to have these talks anyway, way more often, and not just, you know, seemingly during one season. But yeah, so that might even be like a project that maybe it just comes out every summer. I don't know. Then I don't remember if you guys, I don't think you guys saw this when it was just the outline. I did post a catch-up post on Instagram of it, just the outline. And here it is now. So this is Relentless, hashtag Relentless Love Sal on Instagram, that I started in June with a few peeps in the stitchy community. I don't think any of us are done. So it's totally an ongoing Sal. It's ongoing even after we all finish, let's be real. So Relentless Love Sal. The pattern itself is Relentless from Ink Circles, one of her beautiful mandalas. And I did the entire outline first, and now I'm filling in Hindsight, if I thought about it, I actually would have preferred to do the browns first. I'm doing a conversion. Um, so Mocha from Millennium Stitcher on Instagram, she did some changing on here. So we added little bars, and there's a transgender symbol in every corner, to represent the transgender symbol, because inclusivity. And then trans lives matter, people. They do. Um, and then she also did a brown conversion, which I was also thinking about doing. She changed a couple of bits to brown over in the pattern for BIPOC and Black Lives Matter. So message Mocha. I think she has a highlight on her Instagram profile also if you want to see the conversion that she did, but message her. She has a perfect little graphic summarizing all the changes that she did. And yeah, so I haven't added in the browns yet. I will probably do that. I'm going to do it color by color. So as you can see, I started with the red because I was like, oh, I'm going to go in rainbow order. But I'm going to finish the red and then do the browns. There are two different browns. And I'm going to do both of those next so that I don't accidentally stitch with other colors where I want them to go. And I did look and make sure, and the red doesn't, that won't interfere with it at all. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the red because I'm only going to post update pictures on this now as I finish each color because I think that'll be fun. So yeah, there's that. So I'm using DMC. I did convert a few of the colors. I'll tell you the colors once whenever I get it finished. And then 32 count. This is 2/2 on 32 count light mocha Belfast. So there is that. And this needle minder is from Vicky Stitch and Button. Okay, next. Okay, I only put in the tiniest amount on this. This project is partially, well, I mean, the project, I don't know what that is. The project itself is in a Love You More studio sleeve and skulls, sugar skulls, because always. Funny, that sounded like I was trying to mix fandoms. I'm not. Anyway, and then my flosses I'm keeping in a Bags Plus Bendy Flip. So, oh, the pattern is still in the bag it came in. So this is Arjesh from Landmark Tapestries and Charts. You'll kind of recognize this because, what side is it on? Caroline from Off the Grid Needle Arts is working on Savon right here. So this is the same 6 designs in 2 different colorways. So these are the 6 designs in the first colorway, and then it's the same 6 designs all in different colorways. So Caroline's doing Savon, and I am doing the companion, so to speak, Arjesh, which is blown up right there. So I'll put that back in there later. I didn't actually work on this very much. I thought I was going to, and then I didn't. This is another full coverage on 18 count, 2/1. This is where I'm at right now. When I came back to this, I actually messed up a little bit in this cream section right here, so I had to pull stuff out of that. But then I actually got myself to just go back to it and actually stitch it correctly. So I only worked in the cream that you see here, which I just left that thread hanging. So hopefully I will be getting back to this soon because I'm using it for a park and I need to finish that. So that's where I am. Like I said, I literally only did that cream that you see there. Didn't do much. Okay. Next. Okay. I started, this is on black 16 16. I don't remember if this is 16 or 18 count Aida. It looks like 16 count. Oops, you can't even see this. So, I'm just gonna pop in a picture. I'm not gonna try to look for it right now. I will pop in a picture here. This is Flying Car from White Raven Patterns. So, it's the Flying Ford Anglia from Harry Potter, Chamber of Secrets. Well, I feel like it shows up. That car shows up again at some point. But anyway, doesn't it? Anyway, the car shows up again at some point. I know that for sure. I can't remember when though. But anyway, this is where I got on that pattern. So the trees are all done. I did those first. They were very fun to stitch, super mindless. So the trees are all done, and you can see I've done the moon now and the little wisp clouds, whatever they are, I don't know. Yeah, and so I've barely started in here on the car itself. So I'm almost done. I'm almost done. I just need to get back to it. Return to Hogwarts Day is on September the 1st, so of course I will be working on Harry Potter, something for that day. It's kind of a toss-up right now. I don't really know what project is going to come out on that day. It might be 3 with the way that my brain is going right now. DMC, there are color conversions. Again, when I finish it, then we'll talk about what colors they are. Or that's when I'll post on Instagram what colors they are. And then I started 2 projects that I'm not going to show you because I'm not going to show you. Yeah, that's all you get. Anyway, one of which I've actually been working on a ton lately. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. So then next, so when my mojo came back, I was like, oh, hey, you know, I feel like starting a new project, blah, blah, blah. So I was going to start this kit that Candace Lovelover Stitches sent me sometime last year. She saw it while she was, I want to say she was like at a retreat or something. I don't remember exactly, but she was definitely at an LNS, and she saw this kit that they had. I feel like she was in an LNS. Anyway, regardless, she saw this kit somewhere, wherever she was, and thought of me. And it's a printed fabric, so you don't actually stitch all of that, thank goodness. It's an artiste kit. I'm assuming that the name of it is Papillon Francais, which, French butterfly. Anyway, yeah, I love it. I love it. Even with those pinks, like, it's just beautiful. So I thought I was gonna work on this because, you know, it's printed fabric and it's butterflies and blah blah blah. Yeah, no, I did not get that far before I was like, yeah, actually I don't really want to work on this. So here is the fabric. So you can see, like, you can clearly see the areas that you stitch in. Yeah, and this is what I got stitched. I mean, not a horrible amount, but it definitely, it's fine. I could have gotten more done, but I was just kind of over it, whatever. So, yeah. So I got some purples in down here, did this green, and then came in and started in on the pink flowers up here. I don't know when I'll get back to this. I truly have no idea. But yeah, it was interesting. Already it's very interesting, and I think that's good. I mean, you can already tell, like, just with that purple added in, like, I think it's gonna look super awesome once I keep working on it. So, I'm using all of the, I just keep Candace's little note that she sent back there. Yeah, so I have all of the threads. It's on a 14 count, I think it said. I don't know. It looks like 14 count Aida. So, yeah. There was that one. Again, barely anything happened on that. And then, all my whips are falling here. So next I pulled out Change of Seasons. Now these I actually had prepped to show y'all. Cause Pattern Keeper. So hold on. I keep my rotation on. Okay. So this is Change of Seasons. I mean, we're all going to be able to tell how dirty my screen is. So this is Change of Seasons 2 from Mystic Stitch. And I started this on Leap Day this year with Alma from Alma's Little Wonders. Our goal is to finish it in the next 8 years by Leap Day 2028. We'll see, because I'm hopelessly behind. It's okay. I'm hoping that this project has its time at some point. But yeah, oh my gosh, I love it. And then because Top Left starts, so I get to start in autumn. Oh my gosh, y'all. Can't even tell you how stoked I am about that. So that's not what I wanted. Okay, anyway, so I'm not even gonna unfold it all of the way. Again, I don't really know if you'll be able to tell much progress. But there was progress. I gotta search for the progress, honestly. I brought like this little section down right here, and then came back over here and did like a lot of this. There's so much of this color still to go. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so, you know, that's where it is. This giant piece of fabric. I'm doing this 1/1 on 25 count Lugana. I'm just gridding it myself. The grid pen that I use is the Bowen France mechanical chalk pencil. This is the packaging that it comes in. The pen or pencil comes with white lead. There we go, words. Comes with white lead. And yeah, so, you know, unless you're working on like black or a darker color or something, you'll have to buy one of the little refill packs. They sell them in different colors. I got the green. There's a blue, I think. There's red. I want to say there's a gray. I don't remember. I haven't had to buy more replacements yet. So I actually just put another stick over in there. Yeah, because I tend to like grid a bunch and then not have to grid for a while. So anyway, there's that. Now let's see if I can get it back folded. It's always the challenge. I'm like keeping the little bobbin of floss that I'm using over in there, so I'm also trying not to let that drop out. Okay, next. So this is the project that I was referencing earlier. Sorry if I'm going like super quick, ask any questions or whatever. If I leave links out in the description box, just like leave me a comment or message me on Instagram or something, let me know. I'm just like trying to whip through this stuff because there was a ton. So, okay, this is the project that I was alluding to earlier. So, chocolate covered cherries, when I finished that, I still needed 371 stitches to finish up the part that I was on at the time. And, sorry, my eyes are like super dry and I can tell right now. Anyway, so I needed stitches to finish up that part. And I already knew exactly what I was going to do because my treat to myself was when I finish cherries, I get to start Fairy Circle. You ready? Okay. Another Carolyn Manning Designs. This one is in her Shooting Star collection, so it's more of a mandala, basically. It's symmetrical. So, whereas the Broken Star collection is not. Broken Star. Yeah. Anyway, so this is Fairy Circle, what it will look like. And if you know what a fairy circle is, it's a ring of mushrooms um, that, I mean, out in the forest or whatever. So, yeah, I'm super stoked because, it's literally a ring out in the forest. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh my gosh, the colors. I'm so stoked. Like, yes, you can see that there's a lot of green in this, but oh my gosh, there's so much green, y'all. Trying not to be sick of the color green. So, anyway, um, I finished that park and I am well into another park with this. So you can see I just went ahead and gridded the entire piece so that I hopefully don't have to do that. This needle minder is from Brenda's Minders and More. I'll link her below. She has a Facebook group. Yeah, so this is where I am right now on fairies. I could actually tell you how far along I am. That sounded horrible. I'm not pregnant. Well, it didn't sound horrible. It just sounded like I was pregnant, and I'm not. Um, I've done about 3,000 stitches actually, from finishing that last park. So I've got a little under 1,000 left to finish another park on this one. So that's where I am. Super stoked. Super stoked. I was using this a little bit in Semi-Sane Stitchers for their dodgeball game that they're playing this month. I'm already out because the projects that I was using I ended up not wanting to work on, and yeah. Anyway, so I'm out. I don't even know. I should be like a good little ghosty and help out my teammates, but I just the easy stitching that I'm doing right now is my secret stitching, and I don't want to show that anywhere. So yeah. Oh well, it'll be okay. Yeah. So that's where I am. Super enjoying it. Hopefully, I've got like the lightest purple, I think that is, over in here. So hopefully I will get some of the blue that's down here in pretty soon. So that's where that is. This is 2/1 on 18 count. You'll notice a theme. It's just, yeah, it's my jam lately. Um, the 18 count, especially with full coverage. It's just what I'm enjoying. It's easy to see. Okay, so that was Fairy Circle, and then my brain's kind of turning to mush because I've gone through so many projects now. Oh yay! Okay, now we're in August. Finally. So I started Fairy Circle at the end of June. End of June. Oh my gosh, end of July, and then I have worked on it in August already. So on August the 1st, the next Mystery Sal released for Stitching Book Club. And I will link the Facebook group below, and then I will also link to where you can get all the Sal patterns, because this is not the first one they've done. This is just the first one I'm jumping in on. They did Secret Garden. They did Secret Garden before this. They did Pride and Prejudice. I don't know if there have been others. But yeah, they do. It's a book club, a stitching book club. So there are sals that are created so people can like stitch along, and then they read the books along with each other and discuss them and all of that. And I am going to be reading this one. I still have my copy from high school, which you'll notice looks a little bit like the fabric and the flaw. Yeah, I did that on purpose. So, Stitching Book Club. Um, I'll link the Facebook group, like I said, down below. This pattern, you could buy into it on August the 1st, buy the pattern, and when you did, she gave you, I don't know how it's worked in the past, again, I haven't done them before now, but she gave you the borders so that you could, kind of get a head start, because it is pretty stitch heavy. And both in the Facebook group and on her Instagram, the Instagram is at Stitching Book Club. They have shown a couple sneak peeks, and it is very stitch heavy, people, like inside the borders and stuff, which I'm stoked about. So I went ahead and completed my borders. The keen eye of you will see that this indentation is not down here. I'm either going to fix it when I get there and give it the indentation, or I have another mod that I might do. It's just going to depend on what I want to do when I get there and how the rest of the pattern is charted around that section. I'm not going to fix it right now, though. I didn't notice it until I went to take a picture to post on Instagram. Whatever. So this is done for Stitching Book Club. The designer is Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. I will link their Etsy shop as well. And yeah, so here's my borders. This is some of the linen that I received from my friend Teresa. And yeah, so I actually was a little, I didn't know if I was going to use this fabric at first because it's like the perfect gray. It's some old Zweigart fabric. And I say this purely because if you like the fabric and want to use it, the name of the fabric is Confederate Gray. I'm not even gonna lie, I almost, like I even told my mom, I was like, I actually don't know if I'm gonna use, there was this piece, there was like a little bit cut out, this piece was a little bit bigger, and there was like a section right here, and I just chopped that off because it was basically already the perfect size. And then there was another whole one, and I even told my mom, like, I don't know if I want to use that purely because Confederate Gray. Yeah, but also free fabric, you know? Yeah, so definitely not here for Confederate flags and like none of that. Absolutely not. But again, if you like the fabric, and I did look on 123 Stitch, Zweigart still, like, you can still get Confederate Gray fabric. So if you like that color fabric and you want it, that is why I'm telling you. Uh, Again, the keen eye of you might even notice now or notice later on Instagram, I don't even type the Confederate part. I just say it's 32 count gray linen. Um, yeah. So, you know, whatever. I'm not standing by those things, but the fabric was kind of perfect. I couldn't pass it up. So I feel like it's probably showing a bit more blue on screen, and that has something to do with the floss. Just making it look more like a steely gray. I am using DMC 3809, which is one of the teals, because I wanted this. I got this idea from Alma's Little Wonders, and she's the one that kind of like brought it to my attention that Frankenstein was going to be next, because I really enjoyed this during high school. My senior English class, we read a lot of books that I really just I mean, I already loved to read anyway before then, but you know, like reading for school, you don't always enjoy those. Senior year, oh my gosh, I loved those books that we read. A few of them are on my favorite shelf that I'm looking at right now. Like, loved them. Yeah, so I'm going to be rereading this. I will probably just start it and read it and probably not discuss because I won't remember where the breaks are, like for what people have read. Um, but yeah, so I got that idea from Alma to maybe like kind of base it off of the cover. So, I mean, I think I did pretty good. So yeah, the gray linen I really wanted for like the background and stuff with all the clouds that he's looking at. And then the title of the book was a teal. So that's why I went with that. Yay! So my borders are done. I am all ready for the part one of the Stitch Along to drop at the end of the month. I'm super stoked. I can't wait. I will probably like stitch direct straight through that part just like I did the borders because I don't know, I'm just loving it. Super loving it. So that was Frankenstein. Uh, okay, I'm just gonna do this one next because it doesn't matter. So I don't remember when no, I started this on Thursday. This recently past Thursday because I was having a very struggling day mentally. My anxiety's been kind of up for a good little bit now. And just, you know, mentally and emotionally going through a lot of things with all the talks. That's part of the reason I took a break off of Instagram. So, yeah. Anyway, Thursday it was just really tough. So what am I still on the score? Anyway, so I started a new pattern. I'm like, where's the cover photo? Okay, anyway. So this is actually also part of retail therapy. Within the time that I've not recorded, I received Plum Street Samplers, their sampler lessons, and this is lesson 4. It says, "Be you to others, kind and true, as you would have others be to you." And yeah, I go back and forth like between really liking this and wondering why I bought it. I don't know. It was on my 1, 2, 3 stitch wish list for a while. I don't know. I like it obviously because it never got deleted off the wish list, and I cull things off of there frequently, so I don't know. But regardless, so yeah, so I started that pattern, and yet again we have some DMC conversions because I needed to brighten it up. Like, it's just, yeah, I can't deal with all the vintage stuff. So I of course changed the flower to yellow because that's pretty much always my thing. And then these bits I was going to change to yellow also, but I was talking to my mom, and yeah, so her favorite color is purple, and I ended up just wanting to have purple on there to make me think of my mom. So I made those little sections purple. I don't know if there will be any more purple in this pattern, but whatever. And yeah, other than that, I mean, I think all of that top part, yeah, all of that top part is done now. I just need to keep going all down here pretty much. So I've got a good bit of the house done there. The lady's all set up with her hair and her shoes and her shepherd's, I don't know what it said. I mean, it looks like a cane. Is that what? What are they called? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, and then I set up for the pumpkins and little sheep feet. So I am all ready. I will probably, you can see I jumped down here and started on the words, so I would know where those are. I'm honestly probably going to finish the letters down here first, because I just enjoy stitching letters, so that'll probably get done first. And this is on that same piece of Legacy linen, 36 count from Picture This Plus, again, 2/2. So there's that. Okay. And then, and actually, I can show you I won't go through I won't go through the numbers right now. Dropping things. I won't go through the numbers right now, but these are, okay, now they're all unraveling, of course. These are the colors that I haven't finished in this pattern yet that I will be using. So, yay. Whoops. And I just pulled my needle out of the fabric. Okay. There's that. I'm trying to keep everything somewhat organized, y'all. Okay, 2 more. Snape. Everyone's, oh, I mean, I don't know if he's your favorite or not, but y'all sure do love him on Instagram. So I'm going to take it he's your favorite. So this is Severus Snape from the Cross Stitch Salon. This is what he will look like when it's all done. Bit of the castle in the background, Snapey Snape, and Always, and the Patronus, Doe Patronus. So, I don't remember where it was last time. Yeah, you know, maybe at some point I'll get good enough to like where I actually am like, oh hey, here's a picture of where it was last time. TBH, I just don't want to have to always edit in those pictures. So fat chance of that happening, honestly. Anyway, here's where Snape is. So details while you look at him. Oh, I love the sparkle. You can see so much of the sparkle in that needle minder. I love it. Okay, he's stitched 2/1 on, guess what, 18 count Ada, and using all the called for DMC. Grime Guard is from Silver Moon Sewing. This needle minder is from 1884 Stitchery, and this one is the Hogwarts crest wax. It's like a wax seal, or meant to look like a wax seal, from Simply Serving HK, and you should totally check out her stuff. She makes the most adorable needle minder, or that wasn't even the word I wanted, stitch markers and progress keepers. I really need to get some from her at some point. But yeah, so here is Snape. You can see I have worked way down into this corner, and so then I came back up here, and I was just kind of working this whole section like kind of together because it was a lot of confetti. Oh my god. I'm over that confetti so much, y'all. So over it. So I don't really know how I'm going to tackle this. I want to, when I come back to it, I really want to try to get some of this confetti done and brought down a little bit more over in here where you can see there's still some empty spaces. I want to bring that down a little bit more, and then I will I'll probably go back to working in 10x10s and generally bring like all of this down more, and then I'm going to be putting him on the 11. Right now he's on an 11x11 Q snap, but I want to move him to an 11x17 so that I will be able to just see everything else. And then I'm going to go back to just working in 10x10 squares across the whole thing. So, yay! He's coming together. His entire face is in now, I think. No, not quite, no. There's like a few stitches, like on the corner of his jawline, like right in here, that need to be done, but I mean, essentially, his face is done. Super stoked. You can't really see anything over here yet that's happening with the castle, which is honestly frustrating, because it was one of those times where, you know, it's like, okay, let me like step back and, you know, see what I've done in the confetti part, and it's like, no, actually you can't necessarily see anything just yet. Let me see if I can, no. Okay, hold please. What just happened? Y'all, I don't even know. What? I don't know. Anyway, you can kind of see like up here, it's kind of just like weird randomness anyway until you kind of get down into here. So yeah, I can't even really like see anything just yet, but it's getting there. It's getting there. So yeah, I'm gonna be working on him more this month. I might work on him for Return to Hogwarts day on September the 1st. I might not. I haven't decided yet, because he is getting a lot of work this month.